Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Tone's Market Analysis for Sunday, July 3rd. I know we've had a lot of news in the Bitcoin space. We will start this episode the usual way. I'll be talking about the traditional markets real quick, and then we're going to jump on the Bitcoin news. So I'm just going to go ahead and share screen. And we'll get started. All right. So my website is almost up to date. The last entry was from June 23rd. I just have to add one more episode of the Bitcoin group, and then my website is up to date. Now, once my website is up to date, I'm going to try to start writing articles. I have two very important articles that I'm going to write. One of them has to do around my August 11th analysis and why I came to that August 11th critical date back in the 2014 days, and I'll reference that article as well, and I'll discuss that in detail. So expect that over the next week. In addition, I will also be writing an article and probably doing a video about preparing for August 1st and setting up a node and providing resources and stuff like that in order to prepare for August 1st. Now, my new computer is already in the city. I just have not been able to, haven't been home to actually pick it up. So I will be getting my new computer this week. My miner should also be arriving this week. I know everyone that bought the same miner after me has already gotten theirs. It's a combination of bad luck and unfortunate circumstances. But my miner should be, I'm already watching it on FedEx, and my miner will be here this week. I don't know if there is enough time for people to order this miner and still get it in time for August 1st. I believe that there is time. Most people got the Avalon miner delivered within a week of ordering. It was just, it was just my stupid luck that had some conflicts, but it doesn't matter to me because I wasn't planning on turning it on till closer to the August 1st date anyway. So because I'm not mining for profit, I'm mining to support the network. I'll be mining at a loss. I have no problem with that. Okay. All right. So I'll talk about my travel schedule next time. Though if you are in LA, I will be in LA on July 21st. I have not bought my return ticket yet. I may go to San Francisco. I also don't want to spend too much time out there because I need to be home and be ready for what's coming August 1st. Okay. All right. We'll get to Bitcoin details in a minute. I'm already at 230 viewers. So thank you very much for tuning in, guys. Thank you again for your donations. And thank you for private client consulting as well. That's how I've been able to monetize my work a little bit. And that also allows me not to turn on any ads, though we will revisit the ad issue if I'm getting upwards of 10 to 20,000 views per episode. Well, I'll revisit that. But for now, I've decided there's not going to be any ads on this channel, nor will there be any sponsorships on this channel either. I'm just going to, keep doing what I'm doing. All right. All right. Here's the traditional stock market, and volatility is picking up. Okay. So this entire week, markets have been flying up and down. And that's actually rare because Tuesday is a holiday. So there's really not much trading going on. Any Friday before a holiday weekend, trading completely dries up. The day before and the day after a holiday, trading dries up. When I was taught how to trade by professional traders 10, 15 years ago, the one lesson they told me is never, ever enter the market the day before or the day after a national holiday because there's just no liquidity. I'm going to extend this box. I mean, this summer has been very dreadful. Maybe I'll lower it a little bit. Okay. So we're still in this box. And my view is simple. Markets do not give you a month to exit. So once this, and August is usually a low volatility month as well, just like July. So once this dead period ends, I'm expecting a nice run up into year end. So I remain bullish the stock market. This low volatility period has allowed the 50-day moving average to catch up has allowed the 200-day moving average to catch up. The last time we touched the 200-day moving average, look at this perfect bounce. My God, beautiful. And on a 9, wow, I have my numerical indicator. I didn't even realize this because I wasn't even looking at it back then. My God, look at that, perfect. The 9 bounce. See this up arrow? It's part of my code. Anytime you get to a 9, it indicates a rebound, and you get this arrow. But anyway, I usually talk more about this in detail to private clients. But yeah, this was a nice buy point right here, or right off the 9. All right. And this was a sell point right here, right off this 9, and or a take profit point. And this is a take profit / sell point right here, right off that 9. So that's been working out pretty well. Most recent 9 on a daily was right there, and that also signaled a decent high. We did have a higher high for one day, and not much else. And now it's just choppy. So as long as it's choppy, there's nothing there. There is no bubble in the stock market, in my opinion. And the charts are telling me that there is no bubble in the stock market, and we will be going higher. Because we're at all-time highs on the S&P 500, we can only guess how high it can go. And even though this hasn't been a very good week right here, we are above the line, and my next target is all the way up in the 2,600 range on the S&P 500. All right. So that's it for the markets. I'm going to go ahead and close these. Gold, looking ugly, guys. Here's the daily chart of gold, and this has a lot of similarity with the Bitcoin chart. Not a lot, but maybe some similarity, okay? Here's the longer-term view of gold, and even though I should probably color this. Where's my box? Let's make it green. So there's only one good piece of news, maybe 2, just 1, is you did have a golden cross. You know, I'm not going to deny it. Golden cross. I didn't think it was going to happen, but it happened. I really thought that this drive in price would just drag it down and the moving averages would never actually cross, but they did. You did have a golden cross. I mean, this death cross hurt a lot if you're a gold bull. And but look, the 50-day moving average has now started trending down. The 200-day moving average is trading down. You did have a higher high in price, but you had a divergence against your momentum. So that's not good. And MACD clearly trending down, right? So your momentum was down, your price was up. Yeah, it was a double top, and double top indicate that things go up, but it's not, you know, nothing's 100% foolproof. The triangle target was met perfectly. But now here's your problem on the daily chart. Your problem on the daily chart is that we just had the close was 1,241. The close here, oh wow, was 1,242. So why do I have a... Today is Sunday, right? Why do I have a... What am I missing here? This might be a bug in TradingView, because as far as I know, today is the 2nd of July, and I have a candle for the 3rd of July. So either TradingView is able to go forward in time and predict the future price of gold, or there is some kind of a bug, okay? So here is Friday's close. Friday's close was the lowest close for gold since When was the last time we were this low? Since here, okay? So you have to go all the way back to mid-May. So we just had the lowest close for gold since mid-May. And we had the lowest intraday low for gold also since mid-May. This is not something to take lightly. These are serious technical indicators that are telling you that gold isn't looking too hot right now, okay? So the daily chart is now at a low, and we just, close lower. And I'm still waiting till it gets a little bit lower in order to be convinced that that things are going to get ugly. But I'm pretty much convinced that gold's going lower. So I'm actually going to grab this arrow right here. And just to keep me honest and not cheat, I'm not going to put it up there. I'm going to literally start it from right here. So I'm not expecting a good week in gold next week. Okay, so the daily chart has basically turned bearish. Let's look at the weekly chart. Oh, you know what? Let me throw my. Do I have? Yeah, let me throw my numerical script on there. Okay, excellent. So this is telling me that on Thursday it was time to short gold on a daily chart. Okay. So this number 2 right here is my sell indicator, and then this 9 was a buy point, but this 9 also indicated there is a strong possibility of a 1 to 4 candle bounce, and then the trend would resume. So we had 1, 2, 3 green candles, and then you had even the next day a chance to enter your short trade. So right here, this was the 4th day of the bounce, and now we're going higher, and we're already 1, 2, 3, 4 on the bottom, and this can go all the way to 13 before it signals any kind of ending of the bearish momentum. So that's the daily view. Let's see if the weekly view is, uglier or not as ugly. So this is a monster trend line. And the way I view trend lines is it usually takes, if it's a really strong trend line, it usually breaks out on the 5th try. But it's hard to say where the 5th try is, right? Because this is obviously the 1st try to break that made the trend line. And this is obviously number 2. But is this number 3 right here? Is this number 3? If this is 2, is this 3 or not? And is this 4 or 3? And is this another one or not? Or are these two the same thing, right? So these things are never that simple. But this trend line is fully intact. The price is now below the, let's zoom in at this point. Oh, too much. Okay. The price is now clearly below the trend line. We're clearly below the 50-week moving average. We're clearly below this Fibonacci line. You have a couple of more support points. You have a pair of Fibonacci's right here. You have the 200-week moving average. And if these suckers go, then, oh, look out below. And I drew this arrow the last time we came up to this trend line, and I'm going to stick with it. And the weekly chart doesn't look pretty at all. Let's throw some numerics on here. And boom, so 2 weeks ago, this indicated that you might want to short. Though using this model, it also told you that right here, kind of also told you that right here, it was also time for a short, but then it made this doji, and you would have taken your stop loss somewhere in here. But this is once again an indication to short. And if we can get all the way to 9, this might mean that there might finally be a bit of a bounce, okay? But the weekly chart is now telling you to short. The daily chart is also telling you to short. So gold ain't looking good. Oil is going to be real fast. I drew this channel a while ago. We're still in the channel. July is usually when the price of oil bounces up because the summer travel season, everyone's on vacation, everyone is driving. There's a demand for gasoline, so price of oil tends to go up during the summer. So I'm still on this channel. There's really nothing more I can add. I mean, I can probably, this arrow was a bit ambitious. It was a general arrow. It didn't actually mean we're going to fall this quick. I just, there's only so much room I have on these charts. So, but yeah, I'm not expecting much from oil. Euro, I've been short-term bullish on the euro when the French election did not work in Le Pen's favor. So the euro should break this quadruple top. It should get to its 200-week moving average, and then something catastrophic will happen, and then it will completely implode. Not much here. Double top, probably not going to hold. The euro will go up against the pound, and then it'll reverse. I'm not even sure why I'm still looking at this, because once I close these trades, I really don't care about the pound versus the euro. All right, Bitcoin. All right, so that wasn't bad. I got here in less than 20 minutes. And I'm not looking at the live chat, guys. And thank you, Richie Rich, for helping me out with questions. I believe you are there compiling questions for me. We're going to talk about Bitcoin. I'm almost at 400 viewers. Thank you for your support, guys. Thank you for your donations. I'm up to 15,000 Twitter followers now, slowly working my way up to 10,000 YouTube followers. That's great. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for your consulting hours. So huge thanks for that. Thank you for the Litecoin donations as well. I'm really debating if I should take any other altcoins, but for now, I'm just going to stick to Bitcoin and Litecoin. Okay, here's the weekly chart. Let's zoom out. Let's take a longer term view on this, right? So I know people wanted me to talk about logarithmic charts versus linear charts. Look, the reason why we're using logarithmic charts for Bitcoin is because using a linear chart of Bitcoin, it's not going to fit on the screen. It's just incredibly difficult to look at it. So if everyone is using logarithmic scale charts, then everyone is working off of the same data. And therefore, this may not be as bubbly as people think it is. It may feel like it's a giant bubble, but it may not be, okay? Because it is a logarithmic chart. Now, we did go up a lot, and we're about to find out what's going to happen. So let's zoom in. Let's zoom in. And I'll get to my tweets in a minute, guys. There's a lot to say about Bitcoin. A lot. Okay, here we go. What do I see here? So let's talk about the good news. The good news is that recently, over here, over here, over here, and now here. Bitcoin has had, multi-week pullbacks where you can buy the bounce, okay? And I'm going to pull up my new favorite indicator. Oh, not that one. That's volume. This one. Let's see what's going on, okay? So according to this indicator, over here, it never indicated a short play. And over here, it did indicate a short play around here. And here, it did indicate a short play down here, which quickly kind of reversed. And then you had a huge run. So what are we looking at here? So last night's pullback was pretty good. Those of you that saw my tweet, you saw me get a little frustrated. And I'll talk about that, okay? So we have about 6 more hours. Let's see what Bitcoin does in the next 6 hours. Where Bitcoin closes today is important. Remember, Bitcoin is not a short yet. And I'll go back to my tweet in a minute. Bitcoin is not a short play yet. It's still bullish. According to the rules of this indicator, the 9 told you to take some profit. And right now, if we close on a yellow, on a red one, it's really red. I just made it orange. If we close on a red one right here, this would indicate that your long-term position for Bitcoin, trading position, this is important. Long-term trading position should be in cash, okay? Now, I am not selling any Bitcoin. I am holding on to my Bitcoin. I do not short Bitcoin. I do not sell Bitcoin. I don't trade Bitcoin. I hold on to my Bitcoin because I believe in its underlying technology. But this indicator would tell me that my trading position in Bitcoin should now be in all cash. If we close below this red line tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern time tonight, okay? Now, this 9 also means that there is a 1 to 4 candle pullback before a potential 13 count on the bottom end that, like right here, it ended. Okay, and this count started from this 9, right? So if you treated this 9 the way you treated that 9, you would have had a 1 to 4 week pullback. It didn't really even pull back. And then you wait for the 13 count, which would have taken place right here on this 6 candle, right here. That's a nice move, right? From this 9, that's a nice move. We're talking 700 all the way. I mean, this is a big range. This is a weekly candle, all the way to 1,300 at the high and 975 at the low. So either way, you made money, even if you got the bottom of this candle. Okay. So let's see if we get this 1 to 4 week pullback, and then we go back up. But right now, it's too early to tell. We really need to know where this thing closes. Now, some people on Twitter are baffled. Why the hell am I looking at weekly Bitcoin candles? And my answer is they matter. I mean, I'm sure I have a lot of new followers now, but go to my website. Go to my publications. Go to old Cointelegraph articles from 2014, mid to late 2014, and all you will see is me being bearish on the price of Bitcoin. Reluctantly, all in this area here. I was bearish, guys. I was straight up bearish. People used to hate me, straight up bearish. Okay? I even had a tweet about it, pulling out some of my crazy bearish views on the price of Bitcoin. Man, I was not popular back then. So yeah, if my charts say it's a bearish market, I will say that it's a bearish market, okay? So the weekly candle, I'm dying to see where it closes, and I will notify everyone on Twitter tomorrow morning what's going on, okay, with my indicators. Okay, let's look at the daily chart. This is the long-term view of the daily chart. And yes, we do have to be a little cautious and make sure that we are not here. Okay? Are we here? I don't know. Nobody does. Nobody knows. Okay? I personally don't think so. But you can't deny the fact that I mean, it's whatever you want to draw, right? You can draw an inverse head and shoulders. I mean, there's multiple ways to draw this, right? You can draw some cup and handles, inverted, you know? Like, can draw these all day, right? And okay, I should probably zoom in. This is the Brave New Coin Liquid Index, by the way, guys. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Right, so we can kind of draw these all day. And then one more right now. So there's plenty of bad news and good news to go around here, right? So this doesn't look pretty. And the fat part of the big guy is from 3,000 down to the current levels of 2,400. So that's a $600 move. So this would imply a $600 down move down to 1,800. Okay, unfortunate, but withstandable. Okay, so there's some concern here. The good news is we're right at the 50-day moving average, which is support, which is a support point. Okay, and true support is right here, by the way, at 1275, 1300 area. Let's say 1300. That's real support. Okay, let's zoom in on the daily chart. So what you guys have to realize is back here, when everyone was panicking because BitMain joined the big blockers, when everyone was panicking and calling for the Bitcoin price to go down to 800, I was bullish. I was bullish not because it was my opinion. I wasn't bullish because like I had some insider information. I was bullish because the charts told me this is a good play. This is a support point all along this purple line right here. All along this purple line. And then we had this hammer candle, like and a reversal. And I thought we would reverse from this point here. And then we reversed, like made one more low. I got nervous I got nervous on this day for about half a day. And then I was bullish ever since. Okay, I got nervous. I never even said go to cash, but I got a little nervous. But I always said this was a good buy point. Now it's different. Now it's different, right? Yesterday's close got me nervous. Remember what I said about gold earlier? I know I have over 450 viewers right now, and only 200 were watching me talk about gold. This is a little problematic, right? Yesterday's close was below the 50-day moving average. I know it's Bitfinex, guys, so please adjust to your exchange accordingly. And it was the lowest close we had since June 1st. Lowest close. Now we had lower intraday. So the intraday is moving up. The close is moving down. Now, a lot of people, and I don't normally care for other people's TA, but other people are tweeting it at me, so I have no choice but to look at it. And many people are drawing this symmetric triangle. Many people are drawing this symmetric triangle. And it makes sense. It makes sense, okay? They're drawing the symmetric triangle. It would have been nicer if this point made it all the way up here. But hey, nothing's perfect. That also would have been nice to have a $3,300 Bitcoin. This is a legitimate symmetric triangle. And the fat part of this triangle is $1,500. Wow, that's a lot. So that means that the price is going to move $1,500. Here's the thing. I don't know which direction it's going to move. I have absolutely no clue. This type of triangle, in this case, it has both bullish and bearish tones. So the bullish part of the triangle is the fact that when the triangle happens after an up move, it tends to continue in the same direction, and that's how you get these flag pennants. Sorry. On the flip side, we're starting to get a lower close here, and the price did go up a lot. And I don't really want to see it move $1,500 lower. And also it's debatable because the actual high is more like here. So it's possible that the fat part of the triangle is really only 1100, in which case it becomes more reasonable because I have a critical support point right here at 1300. And if we move down 1100, it's going to hit my support perfectly right at the purple line. Okay. So we have a couple of more days to figure this out. And the tip of this triangle is going to come in about a week or two. Okay. So let's see what happens. The hourly chart, I believe, is kind of useless right now. I am not looking at the hourly chart. Okay. Mostly because the political events in Bitcoin are so big and important that it will be the day, like the daily charts and the weekly candles are just, I can imagine giant swings going forward. Okay. But I guess I'll leave this triangle here. I think Tour de Meester also wrote about it, and like other, like I said, I don't really follow other traders, but some of them are respectable and some of them really know what they're doing. And enough people are looking at this triangle now that it's going to make a difference. So you should know it. Let's throw out my numerical indicator on this to see if there's anything in the numbers. So yesterday, the numbers told you should stay in cash. And today, it's telling you should still be in cash. Because I would need to have a lower low today in order to enter the short trade, though I wouldn't actually enter it, but the indicator would imply a short trade. But we never made a lower low today, and today seems to be a nice bounce, okay? So here's the truth. I don't know what's causing today's bounce. I haven't looked at it yet. I have no idea. But here's what I do know. What I know is that SegWit2x code is complete bullshit. And thank you, Luke Jr., for providing proof of that. So let's just go to what I don't need this anymore. Don't save. I'll get to that in a second. Okay, let's do this, right? So over a week ago, I sent out the following tweet. You can go ahead and pause this screen and zoom in on this, right? And I provided my outlook of what would happen, right? This is where I did it. And I said we have several outcomes to look at, okay? The market really wants SegWit. The speculators, the users, they really want SegWit. Those that want to, take over the Bitcoin network, they don't care about the price of Bitcoin. They just want control. Many of them are already rich on their current number of Bitcoin, so they don't care. And so this was my outcome, right? So if we get SegWit without SegWit2x, the Bitcoin price is going to fly. If we have to run SegWit2x code, the market is going to be a little nervous because SegWit2x code, I've been making an analogy that SegWit2x code is basically SegWit2x code is being this biker. Yes, it's an awesome shortcut. There'll be nobody in your way. If you're lucky and everything goes smoothly, there could be 1,000 people here and you're all good. But one mistake, and that's it, and it's over. So that's how I view SegWit2x. And if you're forced to run SegWit2x, the market's going to be nervous. If you are forced to run SegWit2x to get SegWit, but then you can switch back to core code and forget about the concept of a hard fork to 2 megabytes or 8 megabytes or whatever the hell 2x means now. I don't even know anymore. Then market will recover. Now, it would be bad if people start running SegWit and don't go back. That's number 3. If you start running SegWit and don't go back, market will get real nervous and we can be looking at a $1,000 Bitcoin. But if SegWit2x is exposed for the garbage code that it will be early enough so that it cannot even deliver us SegWit, the SegWit part of the 2x, but it managed to slow down the user-activated soft fork movement, shit gets real ugly come August 1st. I wrote this over a month ago, guys. Oh, no, wait, sorry. I wrote this over a week ago, not over a month ago. Let me fact check myself here. I wrote this over a week ago. And this is what we have right now. So by ugly, I don't mean the price has to get ugly. The tensions are going to get real ugly, okay? You can't run SegWit2x code. I see SegWit2x as a Trojan horse that you cannot run. There's still time. There may still be time. Maybe, I don't know, I got to check with core developers. There may still be time to wrap BIP91 as a standalone, to get everybody on SegWit before August 1st. But any company and any miner that is going to run SegWit2x is either incompetent, irresponsible, or a malicious actor. Okay? Now, just like this biker, there is a chance that SegWit2x code will get us to the finish line of getting SegWit. But it's not the chance I am willing to take. I remain a supporter of BIP148 and the user-activated soft fork. And I remain very critical of SegWit2x code. And I am now insanely critical of any company that signed the New York agreement. So here's another screenshot. So you can go ahead and pause the video later. You can check that out. These are my commentary to Luke's awesome article, which I will add to the description of this video as a must-read, okay? And I am now very disappointed at anyone who signed the New York agreement, okay? Very, very disappointed, okay? They are going to be blatantly irresponsible to all of their users as economic nodes if they run SegWit2x code. Okay, and please read the article of Luke Dash Jr.'s for details on SegWit2x. In the back of my mind, I always knew SegWit2x was going to be garbage code. I said this from day one, and I was optimistic for maybe a few days, and all that's gone. So I apologize to my followers who, and I said it right here. I apologize to you guys for being partially optimistic on the SegWit part of SegWit2x. That was my mistake. I should have never even considered the idea that SegWit2x would be anything other than a Trojan horse and all this additional stuff that they are putting in there. They couldn't just activate SegWit and then argue over 2x later. They couldn't do it. They had to make sure they stick their own stuff in there and just to push out core devs. At this point, running SegWit2x code is firing our core developers. And nobody wants that. The confidence in Bitcoin would be absolutely shattered. Here's that article, by the way. So please check that out. I will add the link to the description of this video along with all my other must-reads. I'll be putting together one general article on all of my must-read stuff and like guides to set up your node in order to protect your Bitcoin come August 1st. August 1st is back to being very, very critical. And even though the Bitcoin market seems to be recovering today, I don't know how much it can recover. We will see. There is still time. Bitcoin can still come back up here. It's very possible that some of the mining pools are now starting to support BIP148, and that is why the price is rebounding. I honestly don't know. I'm just looking at the price right now. The price will guide me. Here's my tweet from yesterday, where I clearly state, I should pull up what I said in the tweet, but this is the picture from that tweet. And I was very clear that a new lower close would create a tradable position into cash. But we need next week. We need to trade lower next week. See this right here? This is important. If we do close under the red line, okay, that's tonight. If tonight we close under the red line, right here, if we close under the red line tonight, the short position in Bitcoin, oh, where's my picture? The short position in Bitcoin only activates on a lower low next week. Okay, next week need to trade lower. Need to open like Monday and Tuesday need to be bear days. Okay, and we need to get lower. We need to get down to 2,200. Okay, then it becomes a short play according to the charts. Not my opinion. Not my opinion of what's going to happen. Me reading the charts as a non-trader, as an independent neutral party here. Okay. If we can stay up above this red line, or we can stay up above this close, there will not be a short in Bitcoin until we do. So then we can have this 1 to 4 week pullback and then go up. Okay. So I am not bearish Bitcoin yet. I guess maybe I can pull up my tweet. Oh, maybe not. I used some bad words in it. But you go to my Twitter and check that out. Okay. But if we start to fall, this is where my target is, guys. If the bear market begins, if over the next 2 weeks the bear market starts, and this bear market will accelerate upon problems August 1st. And that becomes technical support. Technical support. Anything can happen. News can reverse it at any time. But if all you ever do is look at charts and you don't even know there's a scaling debate going on, this is what I need for me to inform all of you of my short views on Bitcoin. Okay. Look, I've been through it before. I sat through the entire 2014 bear market, and I called it fairly accurately back then too. Okay. In fact, my low was never met. My low, I expected it to bottom at 110. It only bottomed at 150, right? So I was even more bearish than what happened. Okay. All right. That's all I have to say about the Bitcoin price. Litecoin is no more a great hedge. The situation is a little different now. Litecoin and other altcoins are now fully correlated with Bitcoin. At this point, waiting for the survival of all crypto. Everything I said a month ago is potentially still in play. People, the price of Bitcoin can still go up because people are going to hide their Bitcoin. They're going to take them off exchanges. They're going to prepare for the August 1st user-activated soft fork. People are still in denial and think that SegWit2x is going to save us. It won't. SegWit2x has a higher probability of crashing the entire Bitcoin network than it does of saving us. Yes, it can save us. Yes, SegWit2x can get us SegWit, and it can avoid the August 1st issues. But it also has a very high chance of a complete grinding Bitcoin to a halt because of a flaw and the crashing of the nodes, like what happened to Bitcoin Unlimited. It's the same clowns programming SegWit2x as programmed Bitcoin Unlimited. Okay, for more specifics on the clowns, please watch this conference. I'm not recommending it. I'm not recommending it at all. But the fake Satoshi presentation, so this part. So the John Matonis presentation, which is the Craig Wright presentation. I don't know why it's John Matonis. He just introduced Craig Wright. So the fake Satoshi presentation, I don't know why it's not like loading, but So this one here at 11:35, this guy, the end chain. So you have to watch and look, like these people just don't get it. Look, you have a conference video. Let me refresh this, right? These people think that they are saving Bitcoin. They think that they are saving Bitcoin. Look at the number of likes versus the number of dislikes. Just look, like you don't need to be a rocket scientist to understand if the community with you. Look at this. You go to any one of my videos. I have like a 95% like approval rating, right? It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. Like go to other channels, right? Go to Cross the Street YouTube channel. He interviewed me, and then he interviewed Roger Ver the following day. Our videos are back to back next to each other. My video has more views and an insanely better like-dislike percentage versus Roger Ver's video. What does that tell you? I don't pay trolls. I don't pay to AstroTurf. I don't pay people at all. I can't afford to pay people, right? So I have no fake likes. I have no fake users. I have no one pays anyone to like my shit, right? What does that tell you about the community support for your ideas? And these guys are just doubling down and doubling down. So please listen to the fake Satoshi talk about how they're planning to attack Bitcoin next to be ready, okay? So Litecoin is not the same hedge for Bitcoin that it was earlier. Litecoin is now fully correlated with Bitcoin because if Bitcoin fails, if core developers leave Bitcoin, it's over. It's over for Litecoin, it's over for Bitcoin, okay? Can't have that. Ethereum, same shit, okay? It's even worse for Ethereum actually, because if Bitcoin has serious problems and Ethereum gets more speculative value going onto the Ethereum chain, they're just going to completely grind to a halt and it will become unusable because they can't scale and it would be exposed even earlier, right? So it's best for Ethereum to fly under the Bitcoin's radar than to take over. Anyone that thinks that the flippening for Bitcoin to Ethereum is going to be good, they're just stupid. They're either liars and they know that they're going to sell it to the greater fool, or they're just complete idiots. I mean, I have no other way of framing it. Ethereum cannot scale and it will not scale. And the more attention Ethereum gets, the faster all of that will be exposed. Okay. Same thing. Litecoin is on a pullback. It'll probably be a bigger pullback. And it's correlated with Bitcoin now, right? It's pretty much correlated with Bitcoin. Like whatever Bitcoin does, Litecoin's going to do at this point, right? And though there's no reason to take Litecoin off of the exchanges like there is Bitcoin, protect your Bitcoin, guys. If the exchanges are stupid enough to run SegWit2x code and you want to leave your Bitcoin with these exchanges, you are also an idiot, and you have a huge potential of never seeing that Bitcoin again, even higher than normal by leaving your coins on the exchanges, okay? Put them on a paper wallet, put them on a Trezor, put them on a Bitcoin Core client. You can even leave them on an SPV wallet as long as it's a wallet that gives you your private key backup and it's a wallet that lets you ping a BIP148 node. And I'm gonna make an article. I'll try and make a video like next week about all that, okay, to better prepare you guys. That's pretty much it. I think I've even said everything I wanted to say about. I'm gonna close the Litecoin charts. I think I pretty much said everything I wanted to say about SegWit2x. Once again, I have my list of. I can close this too. Don't save. I have my list of must-read articles. I mean, this is the user-activated soft fork list and guide. So please check that out. Again, all of these links will be in the description of my video. I don't think this link is. This is the BitMain's plans to hard fork. This is the current. Until you see core developers supporting SegWit2x. It's no good. Great article by Napara about what we need to do. Again, Luke Dash Jr. has several amazing articles. This is the latest one on the Trojan horse of SegWit2x. This one I actually ran into recently. Maybe Aaron, who is one of my top 3 journalists in the space, a guide to the user-activated soft fork. Maybe he'll do an update, or I will do an update myself, write up something similar. It's going to be a very long article. What BIP91 means, though this may no longer be relevant, because if BIP91 can't be made as a standalone next week, I wouldn't even, that's done. Here's the latest Bitcoin Core client that is compatible with BIP148 support. Okay, so go ahead and check that out. Yeah, that's about it. Okay. And hey, I'll be speaking in Prague. So I'll definitely be there in October. There I am. And also I'll be in LA. All right, let's get to your questions. I'm sure you have a lot of questions. I've already been going on for almost an hour, so. Rich, thank you for helping out with questions. I'm at 550 live viewers. Thank you for tuning in, guys. Thank you for your donations. Thank you for your consulting calls. That helps out a lot. That's one of the reasons why I don't have ads on my channel, because that's how most of my donations actually come in, by people supporting me by wanting to talk to me for an hour about markets. Okay. I already see the beginning of this first question. Let me turn my camera on. Right here, guys. Don't forget, user-activated soft fork. Time to step up our game here. All right. So anytime you guys ask me about another person, it always puts me in a bad position, especially on Twitter. Especially on Twitter. People try to like say, hey, Tone, what do you think of this guy's comment? And then I say the truth, and then I end up arguing with that guy for the rest of the day. Whether it's, I can just name names. It doesn't matter, right? Yesterday it was James D'Angelo, or 2 days ago it was James D'Angelo. Today it almost started to be Ryan X. Charles. It doesn't matter. Okay, here's my default answer, right? If you ask me what so-and-so thinks about anything, and that so-and-so is not like a core developer that I trust, my default answer is the person's an idiot. That would be my default answer, right? It doesn't matter to me, right? I don't care for their opinions on this matter, okay? I don't care if they're mad at me, right? I'm also an idiot. I'm an idiot when it comes to scaling Bitcoin, okay? All I can do is trust the smart people, right? So anytime you want to just, if you're bored and you want to get me into an argument with a prominent person in Bitcoin, you ask me what I think about that person's opinion, and I'm going to reply that person's opinion is dumb. That's it. It's kind of where that's kind of how I've been answering it. So I'm going to either stop answering these questions, or I'm just going to double down, and I'm going to say, unless you're texting me Adam Back's opinion, or Gregory Maxwell's opinion, or like Luke Dash Jr.'s opinion, or Peter Todd's opinion, or Peter Will, or Vladimir, like or Eric Lombroso, like I can name names, right? There's a lot of names. There is lots of names of people in this space that I respect. But this list is no more than 25 to 30 people. Everybody else, I have no problem arguing with them over. None. Okay, so here's the question. Why do you think Jimmy Song sympathizes with BitMain in every debate, especially given the latest video live stream from Future of Bitcoin conference? I don't know. I don't know, okay? I'll tell you what I think. I do not believe that Jimmy Song is bought. I do not believe that Jimmy Song is a shill. I believe Jimmy Song is a pretty smart guy. I like his opinions. I finally got frustrated with Jimmy in his debate with Eric Lombroso. However, I still respect Jimmy's opinion, even though he's kind of very pessimistic on what's about to happen, and he may as well be, and he could be right. He could be right. But I do not know. I mean, he's really trying to be neutral and provide. He's being Andreas basically, right? Though Andreas eventually does pick a side when that side is like somewhat obvious. Jimmy doesn't even pick a side after, right? Jimmy just provides information. He's a completely neutral party, and it's good to have someone like Jimmy around. That's all I'll say. Next. I didn't see any Jihan Wu's videos. I have not seen his video from the conference yet. I have also not seen his interview with Theo Goodman. I have no idea how Theo even got that interview. I haven't seen either of those, so I can't comment. I think running multiple implementations of Bitcoin is stupid, but that's my non-professional opinion. But I haven't seen his videos, so I have no idea. All right, next. If you start to take other altcoins, will you now consider yourself a hypocrite since you're strong about not other coins other than Bitcoin, just keeping it real? Well, sure, perhaps. But look, I'm not going to accept Ethereum because Ethereum is a scam, right? I'm not going to accept Dash because Dash is a scam. I'm not going to accept Steemit because Steemit is a scam, right? So there are coins that I never considered scams because they don't fall into my scam bucket, and my scam bucket is pretty damn wide. And two of those coins are Litecoin and Monero. And I've started accepting Litecoin donations mostly because the Bitcoin network was being spammed to the point that sending me $1 or $2 Bitcoin donations were hurting me more than they were helping me. Right now, that's not the case. Right now, you can send the $3 Bitcoin donations for a few cents. But I don't know if the Bitcoin mempool is going to be spammed again, so that it will be difficult for me to send those out and consolidate my addresses, right? So I started something like Litecoin donations because it made sense at the time. I thought about accepting Monero donations, but I haven't done it yet, right? But that's only because I don't consider those coins scams. Now, I still don't think that Litecoin has a very bright future, and I don't think that Monero has a very bright future. But at least they are honest projects. So as long as I am accepting donations in honest projects, I don't feel as much of a hypocrite than if, say, I started accepting Ethereum donations. So hopefully that answers your question. All right, let's move on. Whoa, I have a lot of questions, guys. When do you think the people who bought Bitcoin at 3,000 will start to make money again? I honestly don't know. This is a very tough environment. You're basically asking me to project the future of the price of Bitcoin. But what I can do, right? I can, oh, you know what? It might be easier for me to, I have to share screen again. Damn it. All right, let me, I'm going to share a screen real quick. Let me go back to, where am I going here? If I go to my articles, right, and on January 3rd, there was this article from Bitcoinist that asked the question, how far will Bitcoin go in 2017? This article was published on January 3rd, and I believe they asked me a few days earlier. So I think I answered this question back when the price of Bitcoin was like $700 or something like that, okay? And they asked me, and they asked Reggie Middleton, and then they asked Kim.com. So it was great to be in this article. And here was my answer, right there. Remember, Bitcoin was under $1,000 at the time. And I said, I see a very strong start to 2017. A lot depends on SegWit passing. But it will be the confidence and speculation in the eventual consensus on SegWit being passed that should drive the price as high as $2,000 by end of summer. Just like the price went up 3 months prior to the halving, then pulled back for 3 months then after. Then sometime in August, right here, then sometime in August, I expect a correction that would take Bitcoin down to the 1,500, 1,750 range. by year end. Okay, so in the beginning of the year, I underestimated. I underestimated the speculation in Bitcoin. I said we would go up to 2,000 by the summer, but you got to keep in mind, Bitcoin was like falling, and it was around like $700-800 back then. And I said we would go in August. We would correct. We would start to correct in August. Okay. And then we would fall to 1,500 to 1,750. But I was expecting the correction from 2,000. I wasn't expecting the correction from 3,000. So at this point, I'm either looking for a $500 correction, which we already got, or I will be generally right about the correction to 1,500 to 1,750, right? Most likely it's somewhere in between, okay? Corrected. Like, it's really hard to say right now because of this weird environment, but I always foresaw August as the most important month in the history of Bitcoin, okay? And if I go back to my publications, and this is the article I'm going to publish next week, I'm going to republish it with additional details. If you go to the 2014 article published in August of 2014, so 3 years ago, 3 years ago. It's an article called Intro to Time. It's a completely different market analysis than price. Completely independent of price. And I said something big is coming for Bitcoin in August 2017. And my math has been adjusted with a computer, and it's coming out to be August 11th. And I will talk about the August 11th date and its potential significance to Bitcoin. And this article, like I said, August 31st, 2014, that's when this article got published. And I wrote it a few days earlier, okay? So there you go. There's proof that I always foresaw August as critical. And in the beginning of this year, I stuck to my August view that sometime in August, expect a correction, okay? Or I expected the high to be into August. So August was always critical for me. I don't know how right I'm going to get this stuff, but we'll see. We'll all find out soon. All right, next question. How do you reconcile that chart plus what Craig Wright just said the other day? Craig Wright's a crazy. Craig Wright's a scammer. Craig Wright's crazy. And I wish Craig Wright would do what he said he's going to do. So Craig Wright is saying that they're going to create a mining pool and they're going to ignore SegWit transactions, which means they're going to literally piss money down the toilet. And I hope they do with their $20,000 nodes like they talked about in those videos. Don't let Craig Wright scare you, you know? You know, Craig Wright is no different than John McAfee running for president. From your perspective, how much does Craig Wright have on Bitcoin? Craig Wright has no influence, guys. None. Just look at the video. Go to the video. Look, there is 2 times more dislikes on a YouTube video than likes. That almost never happens. That almost never happens. That's unheard of in YouTube, okay? Well, let me give you another example. Let me give you another example, guys. Share my screen again. I think I mentioned it earlier, but I should pull it up. All right, here's YouTube. Let's go to, it's like I'm promoting Crush the Street here. We're going to crush the street. We're going to go to their YouTube channel. We're going to go to their videos. Okay. So Crush the Street, they interview, gold bugs, finance people, completely neutral channel. The guy that was interviewing me a month ago, Trace Mayer, Roger Ver, like he's still learning about crypto. Like they're not crypto experts here. Okay. Let's look at what happened. So here's my interview, Tone Vase. Okay. Here is Roger Vere's interview right here. Okay. Look, Roger Vere owns Bitcoin.com, and he's still referred to as the Bitcoin Jesus. He's got like over 100,000 Twitter followers. He has an entire media behind him to promote. Just compare. They were shot 1 day apart. 1 day apart. Look at my video. Almost 10,000 views. I didn't even promote it. I didn't even know when it came out. Like, I do so many interviews these days, I don't even have time to promote my own videos. I never even promoted this. Roger Vere, the following day, only 4,000 views. Okay? So you tell me. And Craig Wright, it's just a crazy, right? Now let's click on this video. Here's my video. Yeah, I like my own video, sure. Look, 156 likes, 26 dislikes, and how many comments? 130 comments, but half of them are always spam anyway, right? So the engagement was 130 comments, 156 likes, 26 dislikes. Neutral channel, no agenda on this channel, none. They're not crypto experts. They're not picking sides here. Neutral channel, neutral interviews. Just asking us our opinion on what's going on in crypto. And here's Roger's video. Let's take a look. And it's great that they were shot 1 or 2 days apart. So they had the same amount of time of being on the web. And this is from April, by the way. Plenty of time. Look, 78 dislikes, 78 likes, 108 dislikes, engagement 149. So a little more engagement. But it's probably a lot of like people mad at him. So you tell me how much influence Craig Wright has, how much influence Roger Vere has when the community is rejecting their views. The community is rejecting their ideas. And from what I've seen over the last 6 months, this is only increasing. The community dislike for their ideas is only going up. So therefore, their influence is going down. It is that simple. Neutral channels, neutral questions. Go ahead and check these videos out. I actually didn't even listen to this, so I have no idea. I have no idea what it said, okay? Just gauging the community reaction. So don't be scared. Don't be scared, okay? Next. SegWit2x code, when made public, caused price to go down. Right, because people looked at the code and they realized that there was a lot more garbage in it than they initially expected. If SegWit2x gets broader support, I assume price will continue to go down. I agree. I also think price will continue to go down. With continued price going down, how will this affect SegWit2x sentiment? Well, people that are invested in Bitcoin are going to get scared, and they're going to not run SegWit2x code. They're going to run BIP148 compatible code. And the moment SegWit2x code is no longer in sync, like right now, for the time being, running SegWit2x code and running the user-activated soft fork BIP148 code, there's still, like, the blocks are still interchangeable. They're both mining SegWit blocks, right? One code base is just more dangerous than another, and it could cause bugs, and your node might crash. But again, I don't know the details. I'm not a developer, right? Like the code basically does the same thing. I just find one to be safer than the other, right? But eventually, SegWit2x creates a hard fork. And if the price continues to go down, and it's noticeable that the more people run this code, it negatively affects the price. And the more people run this code, it positively affects the price. Guess which holders and users of Bitcoin, guess what code they're going to run. And then it doesn't matter what miners mine. Miners can mine It's like miners mining Dash. Like Bitcoin holders don't care. Bitcoin users don't care, right? So, yeah. So, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Holy shit, how many questions do I have? If I start to run a full node, what are the security risks in doing so? None. None. The security risk is only with the code you're running on your full node. So if you're running untested code like SegWit2x, there may be risks. But if you're running the core client, there's less risk. Look, there's always risk, right? If you run your own node, you have less risk than if you let your phone wallet or anyone else. Like the safest thing to do is run your own node. You don't have to store Bitcoin on that node. You just have to reroute your Bitcoin transactions through your own node. That actually is the function of a full node for safety, security, and decentralization. Though Craig Wright doesn't see it that way. Oh, sorry, Fake Satoshi doesn't see it that way. Not Craig. I got to stop calling him Craig Wright. I got to keep calling him Fake Satoshi. Do you need a static IP address off your ISP to run a full node? I don't believe so. I think one of the reasons why we need to keep the 1 megabyte block is so that these nodes can be run over the Tor network, and the Tor network automatically flips your IP. So I'm not an expert here. I'm sure there are plenty of resources on Google that would educate you more. So I'm not the person to go for with this question, but it's a good question, and I will look into it. I haven't really thought about it because my full node is just running, and I don't really. But no, these nodes were designed to run on Tor, and Tor flips your IP address all the time, which is why it's a shitty browser, but it's effective. If Bitcoin fails and you are forced to have no choice but to invest your life savings into another coin, which would it be? I wouldn't. I would throw some money into another coin. I'd probably split it between Litecoin and Monero, maybe more Litecoin, but that would be maybe like, I don't know, 2 or 3% of my net worth, and the rest would be in the S&P 500. I would trust the S&P 500 as a better store of value and as a better investment than any other altcoin if Bitcoin failed. Do you think Fake Satoshi was involved at the start of Bitcoin, part of the consortium? Oh, tough question. I'm leaning towards he was involved, but I don't know how much involved. He might have just been reading all the material. He might have been. He might have seen the original white paper before it was even published. Maybe he liked the idea and he kind of kept up with it. I don't know. I'm getting way speculative here. Clearly, he knows a lot about the early days, so he was around, but I have absolutely no clue in what capacity he was around. I don't know about his technical knowledge. I'm not qualified to assess his technical knowledge, but people that are qualified to assess his technical knowledge don't really respect it. So by default, I do not respect his technical knowledge. What about Blockstream dev Eric Martindale leaving to start Fabric, a decentralized information market? So I know Eric Martindale a little bit. I don't know if I would label Eric as a core developer. He did work at Blockstream, but he is a developer. But he was more of, I believe he was more of a business dev kind of guy. I don't think he was actually ever programming in the Bitcoin code, but he's a developer. That I know. But you have to have some developer knowledge in order to work in that organization. Even some. Which, by the way, my developer knowledge were also somewhat qualified. I did spend 10 years on Wall Street working literally with financial developers, right? So I used to be able to read code, but that time has long passed. But you don't have to know how to read the code as long as you know what to tell people, and as long as you know what the code needs to do. So I don't know much about Fabric. I mean, he did tell me about it a long time ago. I think even a year ago he was working on it on the side. I have no comment. I need to look more into it. I like Eric though. Tone, can you please give a quick guide on what we can do to support the user-activated soft fork? Do we need to have $20,000 to spend on a node? No, all you need is $100. And you may not even need $100, right? So all you have to do to run a node is I decided to go to Amazon, and I think I paid $160. I think I spent $160 on like a 5-year-old laptop. It's actually sitting behind me. Maybe I'll grab it. All right, so here you go. So all you have to do, all I did is I went to Amazon, I bought an old laptop, and you go to the links that I have in the description, and I just download. The only thing I ever used this computer for was to download the core client, which I actually need to update now, and just download the entire blockchain onto the computer. This is the node. This is the Bitcoin node. You know, you connect the sucker to the internet. You just keep the computer on. I even like make sure it doesn't go to sleep even when you close the lid. And my node is running in the background. You saw that it had a balance of 0. There's no Bitcoin on this Windows machine, and that's it. And there's your node. And you can do a little more with it, but that's all you need to do. You can do it on your current computer, but it's an extra application running in the background. It is going to tie up like 130 gigs of hard drive space. That laptop has about 100, and I think it has like a 350 gig hard drive. So that node is good for like another year or two, and then I'll need to, get something with more space in it. So no, it doesn't cost anything. It costs a hardware. You can get a Raspberry Pi, or like use an old computer. Like that's your best one. Okay, and then make it compatible with BIP148, and you're good to go. All right, next. What do we got here? All right. Why would exchanges be stupid enough to run risky SegWit2x? It doesn't make sense. I agree. I agree. Question. If you think Cliff High is a scam, I don't know if he's a scam. I wouldn't go. Maybe I shouldn't go that far. But let's see where this question goes. I challenge you to have him on a scam podcast. I actually have started talking to Cliff High. I need to have a little private chat with him, and then maybe we can do a podcast. I want to ask him tough questions about his web bot. I really do. I'm curious. At least be open-minded enough to have him on, and then you can rip him a new one. Well, no, I am open-minded. Like I said, I've actually started, I have some emails back and forth with him. It's just that we're both busy right now. He's going on vacation, and I'm busy with this user-activated soft fork stuff. Yeah, when this whole thing blows over, I would love to have Cliff High on my podcast so I can ask him, challenging questions about WebBot, so I can also learn something. Yeah. There you go. Did you watch the interview with Jihan Wu? No, I haven't. I have not seen the interview yet, where he calls Luke and other people, like myself probably, that are for SegWit hypocrites because they didn't honor their part of the agreement. That's ridiculous. I'm not even entertaining that question. And Luke, out of all the people, Luke honored that agreement in Hong Kong more than anyone. Anyone, go look at the history. Has the India legalization of Bitcoin news set in? India didn't really legalize Bitcoin, from what I heard. The news reports are a little, embellishing the situation. Legalizing or illegalizing Bitcoin is kind of irrelevant to Bitcoin. Oh, by the way, I hope you guys noticed my shirt. It's from one of the Scaling Bitcoin conferences. What do you think about social trading in general? Coindash.io, I'm not really familiar with that, is doing it, and I think it's great. I don't know what that is. I don't know what social trading is. So, sorry, I can't answer the question. Hi, Tone. Is Jeff Garczyk's code at github.com BTC1 Bitcoin the official SegWit2x code, or is this recently updated based on the official SegWit2x code base? If Garczyk's code is GitHub indeed official, doesn't mean that it's developed in the open. I honestly don't know. I mean, I don't look at code anymore. I haven't looked at code in 7 years. I hate looking at code. I hate writing code. I've read a few experts' opinions once the code came out the other day, and my fears of SegWit2x were completely validated. Who finances core devs, and what is the agenda of those who finance them? So here's the thing, right? Let me oh, you know what? I'm gonna have to share. That's a good question. Let me see if I can share screen again and find that graphic. Oh man, where do I have it? It's not the one I was looking for. Oh man. All right, I don't have the full list of core devs. I have it in a picture, but I don't know if I want to spend an hour looking for that picture. Okay, so this is not the picture I wanted to show, but I don't know if I have time to look for the other one. Let me just give it a very quick. This is old, by the way. I wish somebody would update this picture. I really wish somebody would update this. Oh, wow. I only have 5 more minutes, guys. I'm already going over my time. But I only have 2 questions left, so we're almost done. Let me see if I can find the picture I was looking for. Sure, I tweeted it out a while back. Oh, man. I really got to do a better job of saving important screenshots. Oh, there it is. Found it. All right. Okay, so here is the list of people on the right that contributed to Bitcoin Core code. Right? I don't know if anyone wants to count these number of people, but this looks like about 100 people, right? So what do we got here? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You know what? Let's do it from the top, right? So here's how I'm going to estimate. It's a good interview question, by the way. Man, so I'm going to highlight this number of people. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 7 people, and that's about 100, right? So how far does this go? This goes to 1,700. So all I got to do is drop, drop about 120 from there. Oh wait, that's 100, 200, right? 3, 4, 13, 14, 15, 16. And it ends right here at 17. So all I got to do is drop 100. And then we have 16. So what's 16 times 7? Do the math. So that's 70. 6 times 7 is, what is that? 50. I can't even do math anymore. See, this is what happens when you have a math. This is what happens when you have a master's degree in math, right? So now you got to do 6 times 7. So that's what, 42? Yeah, 42, right? So 70 plus 42. There's 112 names on this list, okay? So there were 112 names that programmed Bitcoin Core 14.0. I would say 90% of these people are unpaid. They're volunteers. They're volunteers. So now we're talking maybe 15 to 20 people that are paid. Maybe. Eric Lombroso is unpaid. He's one of the top guys now. I know Matt Carrillo gets paid by Chainco Labs, which is a couple of early Bitcoin adopters wanted to start a company that contributing to Bitcoin Core development, right? All the controversy here is with Blockstream. Blockstream got outside investment. I don't know. Maybe all the investors in Blockstream just hold Bitcoin, and by having core developers program Bitcoin, it raises the value of Bitcoin. Maybe some companies just, want to contribute to open source projects because they find it interesting, okay? But you have to realize that 90% of all these people, they do not get paid. They don't get paid. They're doing it because they want to, okay? Or maybe they're holding on to some Bitcoin and they want it to be the best it can be, okay? Yes, Gregory Maxwell gets paid by Blockstream. Yes, I believe Peter Will gets paid by Blockstream. I'm not sure. I know BTC Drac doesn't get paid. I think he just does it. He's even anonymous. Okay. So yeah, a lot of these people are just anonymous, right? And they all check each other on bullshit that may fall into the code. So don't give me this core. This group of people, Jameson Lopp is even on this list, and I respect Jameson Lopp right here. I disagree with pretty much most of the things he says, but hey, I respect the guy. Check out the list, right? There is Jameson Lopp, right? I think he's a developer for, is it BitGo? I forget where he works, right? Like a lot of these developers work for Bitcoin companies, and they just help with Bitcoin Core. Some of these guys even work on altcoins, and they come and help with Bitcoin. Okay, like Shaolin Fry is developed on Litecoin, I believe, and then he helped get this user-activated soft fork off the ground for Bitcoin to help Bitcoin. Okay, so if your fear is there is some kind of a conspiracy theory that pays Bitcoin Core developers, you need to really check your conspiracy theories at the door. Okay. Yes, some companies were able to decided to put money into Blockstream. I think they got like 70 million or 80 million or whatever, or I'm not even sure how much they got, right? But look, 21 got 100 million, and that company went absolutely nowhere, right? So where was the better investment, right? Contributing to Core and then holding on to, let's say, a few hundred Bitcoin, waiting for each one to be $10,000 if Core does their job well, you just got all your money back. Okay. Anyway, that's about it. How many honest projects coins do you know of other Bitcoin, Litecoin, and Monero? I'm sure there are a few other honest projects, but right now I haven't looked into any other projects that got my seal of approval for me considering them as an honest project. So far, it's really just those three. And if the fake Satoshi crazy, oh, I'm still sharing screen here. Or where was I going here? Right. And if the fake Satoshi crazy gets and Jihan and Barry Silbert get to now control the core development of Bitcoin, it may no longer be on that list of honest projects at that point. Okay, next. Is fake Satoshi, and this, I guess this is a multi-part question, is fake Satoshi compromised by the deep state or heavy corporate interest? Probably not. Part two, in my opinion, I have no idea, guys. I never met the guy. Psychologically disturbed, more likely. Borderline retarded, probably not. Or all of the above. I guess this is more of a joke question. Look, some people just want control, right? At some point, when you're bleeding money because no one is supporting your ideas, all that's left is for you to take over power. All right, guys. On that note, I'm going to call it a day. It's a beautiful Sunday here in New York. Maybe I should go get some air. But thank you all for tuning in. Thank you again for your donations. I'm closing out with 525 viewers. I know these videos are once again getting long. Keep supporting the user-activated soft fork. Run your Bitcoin node. Make sure it's BIP148 compatible. I will now start to write some articles as of next week. I will be in California in a couple of weeks. I'm not even sure if I should go, but I am a speaker at a conference, and then I might go up to San Francisco. Maybe they will let me hang out at the Blockstream office for, like, I don't know, a few hours, talk to some of the guys there. I'll have to, shoot at them back an email, see if I'm allowed in, and let's see what kind of conspiracy theories that will cause on the internet for colluding with one side or another. But I respect what those guys do. If they quit, I quit. I pretty much stay on that side of the chain. I think it would be very disrespectful to the Bitcoin Core developers if you run SegWit2x code. I believe at this point, the only way forward is a user-activated soft fork, and that is now the only thing that I'm supporting. I will potentially support BIP91 as if it's a standalone, and the core developers wrap it in a code that is compatible with the core client 14.2 or I believe, I'm not sure if 14.3 is out yet. I need to update that node that's sitting behind me. And my miner will be here on Thursday, according to FedEx. I will try and set that up next weekend, run it through my node, and then I'll keep everybody updated. All right. Thank you very much for tuning in, guys. And unless something crazy is happening, see you all on Wednesday. I will be sending out a price updates as of Monday, because I need to know myself if my Bitcoin charts are going to be bearish or bullish as of Monday. All right, guys, have a good night. Thank you very much. Thank you for your donations. Thank you for your support. And thank you for your consulting sessions, which I'm always available for. It's still 0.1 Bitcoin per hour, and we can talk about markets, trading, or the current Bitcoin environment, or anything else for that matter. All right, guys, have a good day.